All right. Yeah, I'm just going on YouTube, so I won't be able to talk to you. Mill's in there if you want to talk to her. All right. Yeah, hi, everybody. Can you hear me okay? Just give it another moment just for people to join. Okay, hi everybody. Welcome to this office hours session. My name's Steve Worswick. I'm the author of Mitsuku Chatbot, and in these sessions, I try to give you a few hints and tips as to how to improve your AML files to make your bots even better. In this session, we're going to look at simplifying user input. Now, by this, I mean that if a user says something extremely long or complicated to the bot, how can we narrow it down just so the bot can understand it a bit better? So let's begin. Let's make a new file. So I will call this one, I don't know, simplify. Okay, right. So what we're going to do is just make a category. Okay, and we'll call this one, what is your name? My name is Chatbot. Okay, so we'll just do that. Right, now someone's probably going to say to your bot something like, do you know what your name is? Or can you tell me your name? Or something like that. So just bear with 1 second. Just bear with 1 second, everyone. Okay, sorry about that. Right, so yeah, if someone says, can you tell me your name? We don't particularly want to make another category for can you tell me your name? We can do that. We can say, can you tell me your name? And we could always write it up to what is your name? Yep, that'll work. Let's try it. Can you tell me, oops, your name? Yeah, it's a bit long-winded though, isn't it? So instead of can you tell me your name, we could say, can you tell me? Yeah. And then use the wildcards, what is? That's right. So now we say, can you tell me your name? Yeah, still works. However, someone might just say, tell me your name. You know, it shrinks it down a little bit. So again, we can either do tell me your name or tell me whatever. But what we can do as well, look there, can you tell me blank? We can just array that to tell me. We don't really need can you at the front of it, just tell me blank. So this is going to stray down to here, which is going to stray to our master category. Can you tell me your name? There we go. Working fine. Now this is how you can kind of reduce user input. So another one we could maybe use was, do you know what your name is? Yeah, just tidy it up. So let's try, do you know what your name is? Do you know what blank is? Or do you know what a cat is? Or anything like that. So what we could do, this time the wildcard goes in the middle of the pattern and it will say, what is star? What is star? Yeah. Do you know what your name is? Yeah, it sure does, because we've got it linking all back up there. Now, some words are just unneeded. It's always nice that the user says please and thank you, but we don't really need to say anything like that. So let's say someone says, can you tell me your name, please? Yeah, so can you tell me your name, please? We'll go to, can you tell me your name, please? And then here. Now, what we need, we don't particularly need the please at the end, so let's insert a category. What we can say is anything that ends with the word please, just ignore. Yeah. Now, don't know how familiar you are with the SRAY tag, but what we can say is just process the star part of it there. Yeah. Now, there's a nice easy, because this is such a common phrase, you can just put SR slash. It's like a kind of a shortcut. So, tell me your name, please. Yeah, so we can see it's ignored the please and made that tell me your name. That's that there. Tell me what is your name. So all these are kind of different ways of accepting user input. So what we can say, let's say, what is your age? What we can do is say something like, I am 5 years old. So now if we ask it, do you know what your age is, please? Yeah. So no matter how the user kind of phrases it, we can get back to the master category like that. So can say as well is, let's say someone says, I don't know, let's say what is a, let's say we have a thing there, what is a cat? Yeah. And we'll put an animal that likes to drink milk. Yeah. So now we can say, if we say, can you tell me what a cat is? Doesn't know, because our templates don't match that. So can you, what it matched was, can you tell me whatever? Yeah, which went to tell me what a cat is. And then we've got what a cat is. Yeah. So what we need to do is to add a little internal category. Let's say, what is, because that's for tell me, and then we've passed it whatever is. Does this make sense? So it should go to what is a cat. Let's try that. There we go. Can you tell me what a cat is? Can you tell me went to tell me what a cat is? What a cat is? Now, this isn't really sensible English. Also, I just have a viewer's question. Can you tell me how old you are? Yeah, so let's try that. So if I put, can you tell me how old you are? I have no answer for that. No problem. So what yours is, can you tell me, went to tell me how old you are. So instead of, let's just make another category. So a different way of saying, what is your age? If someone says, how old are you? Okay, that's the same as, what is your age? Yeah. So tell me how old you are. We can use this one. tell me how old you are. We can stray that out to how old are you? So now if we say, can you tell me how old you are? I'm 5 years old. Yeah. Now what we can do as well, someone might want to say, can you tell me, I don't know, how hot you are or something like that. So let's make it a bit better, a bit more universal. So tell me how star you are. How star are you? Yeah. Should still work. There we go. Yeah. But now you can say, like, you know, how hot are you, or how, I don't know, anything like that, how tall are you, or anything like that. You can kind of do it like that. Now, a good rule of thumb is to always make the SRAY tag shorter than the input that you're dealing with. So let's say, for example, you had, all right, so yeah, so what is a cat? Yeah, now if you had another category that said something like, tell me what a cat is. We put an animal. Now, you may find that as you're developing your AML, you'll forget about categories like this. So if we ask straight up to what is a cat? Right, so this will work. Yeah, an animal that likes to drink milk. But if by accident you've seen, oh, what is a cat? See, this is the best way to SRAY. The SRAY is shorter. It's only like 4 words, whereas that's 6 words. Now, if you start SRAYing out longer, if I say, tell me what a cat is. Now, if I say the same thing here, tell me what a cat is, we've got too much recursion error. Yeah, and that's because what is a cat goes to tell me what a cat is, and tell me what a cat is loops straight back. So these two will just loop round forever. Yeah, so it's always best, just as a rule of thumb, just to make the SRAYs shorter. Yeah, so just put that in like that. Okay, so someone else might say something, instead of what is your name, they'll say something crazy like, excuse me, could you tell me what your name happens to be, please, or something silly like that. So it's a case of just using the same kind of things. So if someone says excuse me at the start, we don't particularly need to know that. Yep, so we'll just process the rest of the sentence. Also, you know, for missing words out, if someone says possibly, we don't particularly need possibly, do we? So we can SRAY that out, possibly, like that. So we can say, what we'll do, we want the first part of the input, yeah, and we want the second part of the input, but we're not bothered about the word possibly. So let's see if that works. So that's, excuse me, can you possibly tell me what your name is, please? Yeah, now that sort of thing's not uncommon. People like to mess about with things like that. Right, the question is the star a better underscore to use than the underscore? The reason I've used the underscore is because it has priority over a star. If I try this, and I've got the word possibly in there, let's just try it. This might work because I've only got a few categories. So let's try, let's just say, for example, there we go. Let's say, for example, right, can you possibly, I don't know. if I can. I'll just put in capital letters because I just like to keep it so I can easily see what's pattern and what's template. Yeah, right. So, excuse me, can you possibly tell me what your name is, please? That's actually mapped onto excuse me, which has ignored the excuse me and processed the rest of the sentence, which is can you possibly tell me what your name is, please? Now, can you possibly has matched there, you see. So you're just using the underscore, takes a match, takes priority over the even a direct match. So I would always, if it's words you're missing out, you always use the underscore character there. Yeah, see now it's worked because it's ignored this. To be honest, this pattern is impossible to match because that will overwrite it every time, the possibly one. Right, so let's try something like, can you tell me if you are a robot or not? So that wants to go down to eventually, are you a robot? Yeah, so we'll say I certainly am. Yeah. So if someone says, do you know if you are a robot or not, or something like that. Do you know if you are a robot or not? Now we want to say that, so are you a robot? So let's just make sure it works before we start fine-tuning it. Yeah, I certainly am. Right, okay, so what can we do with this? Okay, we don't need the or not at the end. That's unnecessary. So let's just copy it away. Do you know if you are a robot or not? No. Do you know if you are a robot? We'll answer the same question. So we can stray out that lot. Okay, that leaves us with, do you know if you are a robot? Okay, so let's make it a bit more general. So we'll say, do you know if something are something? Yeah, so star and then star index equals 2. Yep. So do you know if you are a robot? Are you a robot? Will this work? Let's have a look. Yep. So do you know if you are a robot? First thing it's matched is or not. And straight that out to do you know if you are a robot? So that's gone to, yeah, do you know if blank are blank? And it's filled it in there for us. Yeah. So that's a way you can kind of like shrink down input into smaller chunks, just so it's easier for the user to handle. I mean, crazy things like could you possibly tell me what your name happens to be, please? People like to talk to your bots about all this kind of nonsense. Excuse me, just to try and fool it, really. Okay, so I think that's all I need to say today about simplifying. Do I have a viewer's question from MSH who wants to know how we can correct sort of like spelling mistakes and grammar errors? Now, there's 2 ways we can do this. Let's have a look. So, let's say, for example, someone spells the word what wrong. Now, what we can do, if say someone spells it W-A-H-T, what is your name? Right, my name is Chattybot. Now you see how that works, even though we've spelt the name wrong, and we don't have any categories that deal with that. We've only got the ones that we've shown today. The way to do that, if you look in your substitutions, there's a file called normal. Yeah, and what's in here is all kinds of things where well, let's get something a bit more readable. So if someone says the word ain't, yeah, that translates to is not. So if I look down here, what we've probably got is here we go, W-A-H-T automatically translates to what. So you can put common spelling errors and things like that in here. So let's have a look what else we've got. So someone's put, I am tired, with no spaces. So it just says use this instead. So that's probably the easiest way. But if you find you're getting lots of them, I tend to just put them in the AML files themselves. So let's say if someone spells, let's say, what is your, and they've said NAM instead of name. Yeah, what is your NAM? Okay, so what we need to do, we need to deal with that. And it's a case of using substitution. So if anyone says NAM, what we want to say is straight out to the value of star, but instead of NAM, we want name. Yeah, we want to spell it correctly. So now, what is your NAM becomes, hopefully, yeah, what is your name? And then that's picked up from the part at the top. So it was, yeah, so if someone says, the example the viewer asked was, what you name? Yeah, same kind of thing as well. Yeah, you can just straight to something else. So what you, whatever, like what you age, what is, it should actually be what is your, whatever, isn't it? Yeah. So if someone says, what you age? I am 5, yeah. What you name? Yeah. Or even, now we've added it, what your NAM please? What you NAM please? Yeah, it still works because we've got all these patterns that substitute things in there like that. Yeah, so I think that's probably all I want to show you today. If you do have any questions, put a link in the comments in the description, video description of how to contact me. I'd much rather you did it that way via than emailing me, because then I can use these kind of sessions to show people, how to deal with it, and it's a bit more easier than just a one-on-one thing. So yeah, unless there's any questions, I think I'll sign off, and thank you very much for watching. See you at the next one. Okay, bye for now.